my beautiful creative friends. I am Katia with Lunar Sun Creations, and today I'm going to be using my project picker to decide what it is I'm going to work on today. If you don't know what this is, I will link a video in the description box below that will tell you all about it, and I will also put a link down below so that you can download your own copy of it. It's basically a 50-page PDF full of hundreds of ideas of ways to use all of our different supplies and mediums. So I'm just going to roll a die here. So I've rolled a 14. So I'm going to go to product or supply 14, which is heat embossing. Okay, so how many? I have 21 different ideas for heat embossing. I only have a 20-sided die and I have 21 ideas, so I should probably get another die. Oh, well, that's all right. We'll just go with 1 to 20. So we're gonna go with whatever it says on number 10. So, number 10 says, clear emboss a stamped image, and then add distress ink over the whole image, spray with water and let it dry. Optional, place it between 2 sheets of copy paper and use an iron to melt off the embossing powder. I don't actually know where my iron is. So I think we'll just go with the first part, I guess. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna get some colors out and we'll get started. Okay, so I've gathered some supplies. I'm going to be working with 3 different background stamps today. I've got a Hero Arts Cathedral of Trees, this one's called. And then I've got My Favorite Things Leaf Skeleton background stamp. And then I've got a Simon Says Stamp Ornate background stamp. Okay, so I'm going to be working with those 3. I've cut some watercolor paper. This is bigger than I actually need. I might cut it down a little bit more, but I wanted to have something to hold on to while I'm heat embossing. I'm using the Arches 140-pound cold press watercolor paper. It's 100% cotton if anyone wants to know what kind it is. So that's that. And then I've got a whole bunch of distress inks. You can use any kind of water reactive ink for this. However, I find the distress inks are really good. I tried it with the blah blah blah. Let's try that again. I tried it with the distress oxides, and I found that it didn't give as good results. I wasn't super stoked on them, but you can give it a shot and see how you feel about it. And I've got a water bottle. This is just this just had some hair product in it, so I've rinsed it out, and I just like the way the spray comes out of this. So this is just plain straight up water. And then in this one, I'm going to refill it, but this one I keep water and a little bit of perfect pearls in there, just so it has a little bit of shimmer. These 2 here, I'll be stamping, I'll be stamping them all with Versamark ink, but these 2 I'm going to heat emboss with clear embossing powder, and this one, I'm going to be embossing it with black embossing powder because I want to keep this silhouette right here. So, and I'm going to try and make like a night sky kind of scene is my plan for this one. Alright, so I'm going to get my Misty and get to stamping, get these out of the way for the time being until we need them. So because it is watercolor paper, you will probably have to stamp at least a couple times. Going to ink everything up in Versamark ink, clear sticky ink. And give it a good press. Okay, and I know you probably won't be able to see it on camera, but I'm going to give it one more inking just to make sure that we've got a good impression. This is where you get your arm workout. I don't know what muscle this might be working, but I'm sure it's doing something. Got my clear embossing powder. Now I just realized that I forgot to use my anti-static tool on this, so hopefully nothing will stick where I don't want it to stick. I'm just going to bring it in a little bit. Oop. It's looking pretty good. And now I'm going to heat emboss this. Just a note, I want to make sure that my heat gun is really hot before I bring it to the paper. And I'm probably going to heat from the back just a little bit first, just so the powder has it's stuck to the paper a little bit, just so I don't blow any of it off with the heat gun. And you won't be able to really see anything happening, so I am just going to do this off camera, and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I've got all of my pieces heat embossed. You can kind of see the shine there. I did 2 of this particular background because I wanted to show the difference between letting it air dry and using the heat gun to dry it on this one. So I'm going to do the same colors just so we can see a comparison. So let's do this one, these 2 first. So I've decided to go in with some pinks and purples. I've got some wilted violet, some kitsch flamingo, warm lipstick, and sponge sugar. So I'm literally just putting down some color. There is not really any rhyme or reason to it. I'm going to try and do it roughly the same over here. Hi, buddy. What's up? Oh, this needs to be re-inked. Hi. What are you doing, handsome guy? You know what? I think these 2 might be too soft. I think I'm going to go in with a blue instead. I'm going to add some tumbled glass. Let's see how I feel about that. I think that could work. I really need to re-ink some of my ink pads, apparently. Now I like to use these trays. You can just get them at the dollar store. This like baking roasting sheets or whatever. I really like to use these for drying things because you can kind of stack them, and that way you don't get anything all over your floor. So I am literally just going to spritz this with a whole bunch of water. I'm just using the plain water on this one. Okay, I'm going to set these aside, ink up the other ones, and then I will dry one of them with a heat gun. Okay, so for the trees, now you can see that I didn't get a perfect impression. There's some bits here and there, but I'm okay with that. For this one, I'm going to go in with some deeper colors. I've got Prize Ribbon, Salty Ocean, and Villainous Potion. Okay, so just going to go in with some ink daubers. And again, pretty randomly apply some ink.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in.
Okay, and then the leaf one, I thought I'd go in with some Catherine Pooler inks instead of the Distress ink, just so we had a comparison of the different inks. So I've got Deck the Halls and Martini. Hi. Are you the handsome guy? Yeah?
Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things.
I think I might come in with one more shade of green. Let's see what we got. Just gonna put a few little blips of the grass skirt here and there. Okay, and now we'll give these ones a spritz. So this one these two I'm gonna spritz with the Perfect Pearl water. Okay, so I'm gonna let those just pool up and do what they do and let them dry. Okay, and I'm gonna grab one of our backgrounds here and I'm going to dry this one with a heat gun and see the difference in how they dry.
Mountain Laurel high fives for miles in spring.
Okay, so these are the two panels that I did in the exact same way. This is the one that I dried with the heat gun, and this is the one that I let air dry. I mean, the only real difference that I see is that this one is a little bit sharper. Like there's a little bit more, you know, where pools of water were. It just dried a little bit kind of softer. But I mean, they both look good. There's not a massive difference between them. All right, so with the same stamp, I also like stamped it in black and embossed it with clear. So my plan is to cut out pieces from these, like the parts that I like, and put it onto the plain background, or maybe vice versa. Maybe vice versa. I haven't decided which way I'm going to go, but we're going to combine the black and white with the colored parts of it. And I have to be honest, this pink, pink is not really my color, so I went really out of my comfort zone with this Kitsch Flamingo, and I'm not sure if I'm really super grooving with it, so I might choose some pieces that don't have as much pink. So we'll see how we go. So I'm going to put that together now. So I'm just going to fussy cut it. It does have dies that you can purchase that will cut out parts of the pattern, but I'm just going to fussy cut the pieces that I like and put it together onto a card base. Okay, so here are how those two cards turned out, and I still have quite a bit of this background left. That's all I cut out of it, and then I've got some scraps of these two panels that I can use for another card down the road. So I think they turned out really cool. I quite like them. And they look quite different. I've just backed them on some just colored cardstock. I hope no one gets offended by my sentiment on that one. I think it's funny and it's used as a term of endearment among my friends, so please no hate mail. I hope no one gets offended by that. but my card, so I'm using it. So those are those two. And then here is the background with the silhouette trees, and I just used a Posca pen to do some stars, and then one of these sentiment strips. This is called it's the reverse sun and moon sentiments, and these are the ones that you can foil if you like. They're on the toner. And when I looked at the stars, I dream of you. So simple but awesome. This is a slightly odd shaped card. It's 5 by 6, but you know, there's no saying that cards have to be a very specific size, so I just think it looks really good. And then the last one Now this is testament to the fact that you should not craft when you're really, really tired. Because this is not how I intended it to look. This was the really cool leaf background, and I'd wanted there to be a very solid leaf shapes on there. And so I was looking at this die thinking for some reason that it would be solid. I mean, even though there's holes everywhere, like I guess I was just so tired that I wasn't thinking about the fact that it would cut out most of the background. So what was left, I cut some solid leaves out of it and then put a sticker there. This, so just so you know, this is the Peking Leaves cover die from Altenew. And then I used the sentiment here is from the Catherine Pooler the Re Sentiments stamp set. I really, really like this one. So Time to Reset. It still looks okay, but I would have preferred there to be more of the actual background that I created showing, because it kind of just gets lost in the fact that it's all cut out. I suppose I could have done the inlay technique, but oh, I couldn't be bothered with that many tiny little pieces. It still looks nice, but it wasn't my intention to have it look this way. So, 4 very, very different looking cards. But I love each one of them in their own way. So I hope that you love this tutorial, and I hope that you got something out of it, and I will be using my project picker to do many more videos in the near future. And I've got a couple other projects on the horizon as well. All right, I will see you very soon in another video. I love you all. Hope you're having an amazing day. Huge hugs. Bye.